All right, there's live on one,
Okay.
and we are live on. Well,
Yeah.
actually, hold up, not live yet.
It says it is on YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube it is. And then is that you? I wonder. Yeah, that's perfect. I like the comment as well that you commented. Let's see. Okay, perfect. We're live on both, which is awesome. Do you
Yeah.
want to talk about the stream and just what we're going through? Because I know you came up with the actual list of things that we were doing.
Yeah, I can pull up the message so I know what we are talking about. I forgot it off the top of my head. Okay, today we are going to be talking about a couple things, mostly to do with movies as always, the future of the Avatar franchise, of course, the hot topic right now, the Avengers Doomsday teasers, or better word, clues, as the Russos have said. Most anticipated movies of 2026. And then instead of we were originally going to do Wonder Man, but I don't really think either one of us have a lot to say on that. So we'll probably just talk about the future of the DCU, and if we have a little bit of time, like our favorite movie of the year or last year.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
That works for me. And then also, since this is my channel, this is a Ledger. Everybody go subscribe to him on YouTube for. Are you one of the people watching right now? Because there's two. So I'm wondering if
Yes,
you
I'm one
have.
of them. I'm one of
Okay,
them
yeah,
because you wanted me to monitor the YouTube chat.
yeah, awesome, perfect. I have it where it shows up on mine, so we should be good in both places. But yeah, do you have? I know I have better opinions on Avatar than you do, but I think we're gonna have similar opinions to moving forward on Avatar. But I'll kind of let you take it away just to set the floor for how you think about Avatar, since my channel kind of already knows that I like it.
Better opinion. Okay. Um, I have not thus far been a fan of any of them. The first is derivative. The second I thought was a mess and was way too long. And then the third one, which is some which I was holding out hope when it was being released. Like maybe this one will surprise me. This one will be the shortest of the three. It turned out to be the longest. That was so miserable. It ended like 3 minutes before midnight since I saw it early. I thought that the third one was just a complete cash grab. It feels like a remake of the first two with just different aspects. The third act is 100% one and two. Third act combined, especially Way of Waters. They should have capped off this franchise a long time ago, and especially now. James Cameron said that originally this might have been a conclusion if it didn't do well, but it's Avatar, so they always do well. So we are probably going to be getting, it'll probably be like 2080, and we'll be getting Avatar Earth and Rubble, or Avatar Ice and
Yeah,
Snow.
yeah. No,
Uh,
so
you.
yeah. So my opinions are I think the first one is I think it's objectively a solid sci-fi film. I think there's a lot of passion that goes into it from James Cameron. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about like for us to get into an argument of what we think about the films because we've done that multiple times.
Yeah.
So I'll sit there. That the second one I really liked for the family aspect. I don't think there's a lot of media that shows good father figures anymore, especially with this day and age, with how Hollywood actually makes things.
Yeah.
I connected with the family drama stuff more, so I like two. Three, I liked for the spectacle, and because I genuinely think like at least James Cameron like puts passion into these, even though they're not great. But three was definitely the worst one. So I liked two the best. I think one is still you kind of hit the nail on the head there. It's definitely the best one objectively. Like it's the only one that I think like has like super meaningful value in any way. But that said, with Avatar moving forward, I don't even know what they do. I'm an Avatar supporter, and I don't think like I don't see like what are you doing like. The third movie was basically just the second movie, like you said. Again, like there's nothing
Mhm.
new, and I don't know what like I'm not interested in any direction it could go moving forward. Like I just I don't like, and the thing is, I'll be in the theater to see it, but like I don't know. I'll let you talk about it and see if I have any more
Yeah.
comments for what you have to say.
Well, like you said, well, didn't I'm pretty sure you made this as a video, and I already knew it. Avatar 2 and 3 were originally one script that got split, so that might be one of the
Yeah.
reasons why it's so repetitive. But makes me very happy that we didn't get that full movie. That would have been like a 6 hour thing. That's basically first half and the second half are the same thing. So,
I
uh,
there was one scene in particular that I thought, okay, this movie can take a really interesting direction, and it's with when Jake is with Spider in the forest, and I thought they were actually going to take a bold choice of
I know. I
killing
wanted to
Spider,
see
and
that.
then I was like, I thought they were going to do that, and I was like, this is going to be interesting. Like, this is going to be really interesting for things moving forward. But of course, they had to take the Disneyfied, like, oh no, we couldn't do that Fast and Furious type family. And then I was like, anything interesting moving forward, I think lied in that scene, and they just killed it. Like, I just I don't care anymore. Like, it's going to be the same repetitive stuff with like just the villains. I don't know where you go moving forward. Like I wish they would have done something different in this one than what 2 was, but I just I don't think they have any real legs to walk forward on anything.
It does have a lot of biblical undertones, especially that scene, and I did really appreciate that. But that was the second and wasn't the last time I thought the movie was ending. The time where like they're preparing for the battle, I thought that was where it was going to cap off, and then the fourth movie was going to be the conclusion of that. And I was like, oh come on, we're really doing this. And
Yeah,
then
I think what was crazy is like legit. I think you could turn on TV and have the third act of that one when they're with the Navi and the water people, and the third act of the second one, and you have no idea which one's on. Like
yeah.
it's the exact same thing. It's actually ridiculous at this point.
Oh man, yeah, especially I mean the whole fire scene, like that little standoff, like right near the end. That's the only bit that would give it, but like especially the whole boat sub thing, they're the exact same. And
Yeah,
I
no,
did
like,
see some people calling it out, but I also saw a lot of people glazing it, just being like, nah, they're nothing alike. Like what?
yeah, no.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, like I still like it for what it is. One thing
yeah,
that I have
I
to say
understand
about
that.
showing is it was supposed to show the Odyssey stuff before, and it didn't even show it.
I know
So
that. Same here. I all I got was the Steve Rogers trailer.
yeah, which like I know we're about to talk about that more, but that's
Yeah.
not very like the Steve Rogers Avengers Doomsday trailer wasn't.
It was
It's the
not worth. It was not worth the
yeah,
nearly
it was
three and a
nostalgia
half hour
baiting. So
long
like
film.
I was really happy with getting to see the Odyssey trailer before. I was like, this is 100% going to make it worth it, or the scene or whatever it was supposed to be. And then they didn't show it. And then I was like, oh, well, that was a huge draw why I wanted to see it opening weekend.
I
So
believe that they made an announcement right before that it was only going to be shown in IMAX. So that I believe was why I didn't get it either.
yeah, no, that was really disappointing to be honest with you, because like I said, that was a huge draw for me wanting to actually go see it opening weekend, was because like I thought that was promised, but it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't legit with Avatar. Like I saw, I forgot who I was watching talk about it, but like Avatar is a really weird franchise in the sense of like it's huge. Like there's no denying that, but like there's no fan theories about it. There's no like huge global like even when Force Awakens came out, you remember like how many fan theories there were about Snoke and
Yeah,
who Rey's parents were and everything like that. Like there's
that was the
nothing.
biggest thing of all time when I was a kid. Like that was unreal.
There is
And then like
nothing.
seeing it opening weekend was unforgettable. That was I think that was one of the first movies I ever saw in the theater. Loved it.
Yeah,
Um,
and like that's the thing with Avatar. Like there's none of that.
there was this scale I saw that essentially was this meme about the Avatar series. It says another 2 billion. It says you are here, another $2 billion box office. What's his name? Jim Sully. People only watch it for the VFX. These movies have no cultural impact, and it starts over at another 2 billion. It's like a repeated scale that every single Avatar movie does. Makes a lot of money. No one remembers anything about it. Watches it for the VFX, and then basically no impact.
Yeah, no, that I think that's literally the exact thing that I saw as well. Is like, but it's so true. Like, even when like I still think it's interesting to talk about, like for the fact of like it's just so that's just so weird. Like it's there's no other franchise that's like that. That's this in quotes important.
I mean,
Like there,
even Fast and Furious has got more. Just like it has a lot more people talking about it.
yeah,
Fast and
like
Furious.
it 100% has more people talking about it. I mean, the Fast X is like part two or whatever they want to call it has definitely had hype
For
die
better or for
down.
worse, they still got a lot of people talking. Maybe not in a good way, but they still did.
Yeah, no, but like I remember what was it, Fast 7 with the Paul Walker
Furious
scene and everything? Yeah,
Yeah.
Furious 7. At least that got a ton of people talking. And they're like, oh, what are they
Yeah.
going to do for the next movie? Like, how are they going to move people back? And I know that has more significance of like, if Avatar had one of their members, like Sam Worthington, like passed away, that's going to have a lot more talk about it. But I just feel like even with the Fast franchise, like when John Cena was in the trailer, they're like, "Oh, who's this? Oh, how is he?" Like at least people are talking about it. Like with Avatar, there's
Yeah.
literally nothing. Like I
Yeah,
don't see anyone.
the only
Yeah, go ahead.
characters I can remember the name of are Jake and Spider. Every single other character I completely forget. I just know the actors that portray them.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess I remember Kitty because Sigourney Weaver, but that's about it.
Oh, I
But
I
like,
know the I know Sigourney Weaver's in. I completely forgot the name of her character.
yeah, it's Kitty. But like, I mean, even then, like,
Are we able
what
to talk
I don't
about
know
a certain little thing in that scene in the movie Fire and
which
Ash?
scene.
There is a scene in which Sigourney Weaver's character kisses Spider, right?
Yeah,
I remember that bothered me so much because Sigourney Weaver's in her 70s, and then the actor that played Spider's isn't he still a teenager, or is he's still a teenager, right?
I don't. I'm not sure because
It's
like
either that or he's in his
I
7
think
or
I think he
he's
was a teenage. Yeah, he was a teenager when he filmed this.
that I know that was so I remember seeing that in the theater and like being like this this age gap is not it's not good.
I mean, obviously, I thought it was sort of weird just because alien person kissing
A human,
someone.
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that it's not like that's the first time that happens. I just always am like, huh, that's a little weird. But I mean,
Yeah,
it didn't ruin anything. But
didn't ruin it,
I
but it
just always
definitely
find it
was.
weird.
But yeah, I remember my parents asked me after I got back. Well, no, they asked me the next morning because I got back late. But they asked me what I thought of the movie, and I was just like, same thing, different movie. Oh,
Yeah, no,
still,
I mean that. Yeah, this was the definition of that. At least for two, I don't think two was brilliant by any means, but there was some different stuff, and at least there was an interesting sci-fi idea with like the Colonel like being a Navi, and like he literally hates them, and now he is one of them. With this movie, there's no interesting sci-fi concept at all.
for for better or for worse, two tried a bunch of different stuff. Three literally just copies everything from two.
Yeah, no,
So
I'll agree with that. But I think for the next topic, we probably can move on because I don't know if we really honestly like what else is there to say about Avatar. Like I
did you
feel
hear
like
the did you hear the news about when the next one comes out?
no, I didn't.
3.5 years. It's gonna it'll I'm trying to think of that. That's like a nearly 2030 in which we get the next Avatar film.
Yeah, I think the most disappointing thing is like now James Cameron's never gonna make anything else.
No, but how old is he? Isn't he like in his 70s or
I
60s?
feel like he's like 68 or in his 70s.
Yeah, then realistically, he is not going to be able to. I really wish that he could just reboot the Predator series, especially after Badlands and Killer of Killers. I really would have loved to see like his take.
Yeah, no,
He
that
could have
I
done.
do think that is honestly just the saddest part about it is that like James Cameron is married to this and he's never gonna make another movie because like he's dying on this hill, which is just like in my opinion crazy.
Yeah, I have no idea why he is just so hung up on it, especially when there are some of his. I'm pretty sure there's some of his worst reviewed movies, like considering like T2, Aliens, the first Terminator. Like, I'm sure that they're near the bottom. Like, obviously things like maybe The Abyss and Piranha 2, but like no one
Right.
ever like you'd be hard put to find someone that would say that has seen his entire filmography that says, okay, is anyone's favorite James Cameron film here Avatar? Like they're all going to go for something else. It's so hard to
Yeah, I
find
mean
that.
we haven't even mentioned like Titanic. Like
Yeah, Titanic has
mentioned
got some issues, but it's still much better. But then Avatar.
yeah, no, I agree with that for sure. But
Yeah.
yeah, do you have anything else on Avatar?
No,
Yeah,
nor have I ever.
I think the fact that we've already gotten about like 15 minutes to 10 minutes into talking about Avatar, I think is pretty
Hilarious.
impressive, honestly.
Yeah, I would not have. Yeah, So do you want to start talking about Doomsday?
Yeah, no, I mean, where do we even begin with this? Because I feel like Avengers Doomsday isn't just talking about Avengers Doomsday; it's talking about the complete state of like where the MCU is at and like
This
what
one's gonna
type
take a
of
while. This is gonna take
yeah.
at least a good 30 minutes because there's been a lot of news on it. I feel like it might be best to stress that there's gonna have to be some form of spoilers for like the trailers and news on it. Fan theories I've been seeing circulating on Twitter. So do you think it might be best to warn everyone on that?
I mean, we can go ahead. We have one person, so if that one person
Then
wants to,
yeah.
wants to click off, then they can
Okay,
click
okay.
off.
Well, then it'll just be you and me. Okay. So I would say what were your thoughts on each individual trailer? We have Captain America, Thor,
Yep.
X-Men, and then Wakanda.
Yeah, the only one that I saw in theater was the Steve Rogers one. I think that's just a big nothing burger. Like what am I even supposed to say about that? Like that's nostalgia bait if I've ever seen it. Like I don't. I think it does so much of like it's really weird because you're just admitting defeat with a huge phase of MCU Captain America that you just had by bringing Steve Rogers back, which I think creates its own problems of like, okay, you guys just built a phase with Sam Wilson, Captain America, and then now you're marketing solely that Steve Rogers is coming back, who is also Captain America. I think that's weird, but like the trailer itself, like there's literally nothing I think you can say about it. Like it's literally just him holding his child. Like I know there's connected stuff like what's going on with Doom taking children is basically a gist. Like I know there, but
Yeah.
like I don't have any actual like I'm like okay that it exists. Like it's a trailer that exists. I'll let you go and talk about this if you had any other opinions on it at all.
I think it would have been received a lot better and would have been a much cooler novelty if they had made that the last trailer. So you get the more productive ones on the plot, and then that was like a end point. That I think they would have got a lot more success with. I do like instead of putting Captain America will return, they say Steve Rogers. So I have a feeling that Sam Wilson will probably still be Captain America. There's like a comic I know where they have a conversation about that where he refuses the shield and says, "You're Captain America. I'm just Steve Rogers." I really hope they do that. Once again, it's nostalgia bait. I will 100% say that. Although Captain America is debatably my favorite movie character, I love him. So it's my final chance to say goodbye. My only big gripe is all the rumors are speculating that he's coming back because Doom is trying to kill him for messing up the timeline. But if you watch all of the like theories about not really theories about the Easter eggs in Endgame, Steve Rogers didn't do anything to cause like an incursion. He was always Peggy's husband, which is why he's at the funeral in Civil War. That's why he never bleeped back through the machine, and why he's just sitting in that thing in it, sitting on that chair in Endgame. So I don't like that they're now retconning a movie, and it makes Steve look like the bad guy for wanting something that he absolutely deserved. So that's my big gripe. If they get away from that, you will have me completely bought over. But I cannot have them ruin Captain America's integrity just to make another movie.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it before. Captain America is both of our relatively favorite, at least one of our favorite movie characters
He's
of
definitely
all
my favorite of
time.
the Avengers.
Yeah, I still sit like I still think he's my favorite movie character of all time in general. But I it's just weird. The thing I can say about it is just weird. They didn't have him in anything building up to this. It was always a question. Like obviously, like yeah, he's going to come back in Doomsday. Like that's gonna in Secret Wars, everyone's gonna be back. Like that's the whole idea. But it just feels like how that's what I mean is like this whole movie is like they haven't revealed anything about the plot yet, other than like with all the trailers and then with the after credit scene of Fantastic Four. There's obviously something going on with Doctor Doom wanting to get their children. I'm hoping the way they integrate that is they've made Captain America's child something special rather than like you said, oh, he messed something up. Like I think that's just really stupid. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, you already had a good send off with Endgame of like he got his happy ending. Why do you have to undo his happy ending and then every time someone watches Endgame be like, oh, he actually is the reason that all this other terrible stuff happened and he's selfish and he knew not to do that. Like
Yeah.
I agree with you in that sense.
I think because it also means that the character that's always selfless made the unintentionally made one of the most selfish and dangerous decisions ever and killed trillions by destroying a universe with it. I've never liked the idea, and I think that it goes against basically everything Endgame set up. Luckily, the Russos are smarter than Marvel are, so I have a feeling they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna intentionally undermine a character if they work so hard to preserve, especially given they intentionally said that he did nothing wrong and when Endgame was releasing. So that's my only hope.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. It just Doomsday just feels really weird to me at this point. Like they have a
Mhm.
lot of leg room, or I
They're
don't know what
they're buying me over more. I was getting more nervous, but after the trailers, now that we have some images,
I'm not bought over until I see what's actually going on with Doctor Doom. There's nothing they can sell me on until I see what's going on with Doctor Doom. Like
that too.
we'll
That too.
Well, I think let's talk about all the trailers before we actually talk about like what is going on with Doctor Doom, because there's just a crap ton of theories there, right? Like that's the biggest thing of like what's
Yeah.
happening. But I guess now the second trailer was the Thor trailer, which honestly, I think for the MCU, don't get me wrong, the X-Men trailer is the one that most people have been talking about for obvious reasons, for design
Yeah.
stuff and like getting them back. I think the Thor trailer is the best trailer for setting a tone of what this movie
Exactly.
is going to be like. I
Yeah.
think this is the one where like this got me the most interested, where I was like, okay, if this is the direction that we're taking it, and we're going to make it super serious, and we're going to make Doom a legitimate threat, and we can establish like stuff is about to end for real. Like, because I think that's the thing that I'm most excited about, which sounds weird, is like I'm ready. That's why I didn't really even want to talk about Wonder Man or anything. Is like I'm ready for the MCU to start over. Like you can
Yeah.
keep like Tom Holland, Spider Man, and like maybe a couple of characters in like their own iteration, but like I'm just ready for it to be done. Like that doesn't mean like do I think Doomsday is going to be bad, or I'm not going to enjoy Doomsday or Spider Man Brand New Day? No, but like I'm just so ready for someone else's unique spit. Like what happened with the Batman? Like I'm
Mhm.
ready, and even with Superman in the DCU just being super different and comic booky. Like give me something different than the MCU now. And the MCU is my favorite franchise, but like that's where like I think in my mind, like I'm like, it looks like they're actually gonna set that. Like it looks like Thor could potentially die, Chris Hemsworth will never come back. Like that's what like sounds weird, but makes me excited because I'm ready for a new start.
They said that he is actually going to return. They said they are casting him again in the new universe, so apparently he is safe.
That's
Or they might
very
kill him off, and then the universe reset will just include him. But I have no idea. All I know is they have apparently said he will be coming back. There was an entire thing after he made what they all thought was a farewell letter on his YouTube channel. Then he had to come out and be like, "No, I'm actually going to be in the new universe too." That was just a
yeah,
thank
I
you.
think I did hear about that, which is interesting to
Yeah,
say the least.
there are rumors that we do know someone that might die, but we might want to get into that after we finish this whole trailer thing. Apparently, we're going to get a full trailer supposedly at the Super Bowl, which they're going to
Yeah,
want
I
to cap
mean,
off on after Deadpool absolutely decimated it at the Super Bowl of 2024. So once again, I like that they're promoting the movie early because you're going to need to, especially with all the critics out there. So, but once again, you are completely right. We need to see Doom. There was a rumor circulating around that the first trailer would be Steve, second would be Thor, third would be Doctor Doom, and then the fourth would be just a full on teaser of
yeah,
Doom. I really wish they had that. I do think the X-Men one's an awesome thing, but I need to see Doom. I need to see what exactly he is like, and they need to actually explain why they cast RDJ, especially if you do not cast someone like Robert Downey Jr., who's being paid like I think it was like $200 million or something. You don't cast someone that expensive just to not show his face. You better have some plan. Otherwise, you are
yeah.
completely
That's the big thing is like with the X-Men trailer, also very nostalgia bait, but I'll say there's still some cool stuff like seeing an actual comic accurate, like that's not a hot take or a fresh take. Like legit,
no.
everyone said that. And like hoping that Cyclops, which I don't know if you've heard this rumor. I know we were talking about death, but there's a lot of people saying that they just killed the X-Men at the beginning. So
I
like
think they might kill a couple. I have a feeling they might just off. Sir Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart in the beginning. I think Cyclops might live because I know they're going to be pissed if they kill off Cyclops a second time. So
Yeah.
they're either going to have to give him a really memorable moment as a death, or they're going to have to completely throw that idea out.
Yeah, I think I don't think it's a terrible idea. What I'm hoping for a cold open, because Infinity War had that insane cold open, right? Where
Yeah.
just everything in Ragnarok, like he just like that set the stage.
That's
really
the stage.
I'm really hoping to have some good groundwork that there's one of two scenarios happens. I think this one would be really cool because like it would just be cool in general. Is I'm sure you've seen the comic panel where Doctor Doom kills Thanos and rips out his skeleton
Yeah,
like
I've seen it.
super quickly. I think if you and we had a comment come through, we'll get to you in just a second, Jack. But I think if you had Thanos appear in the first scene of this movie, that just gets people hype. That's a good way to build hype. I don't even think that's nostalgia bait. I think it's just like cool to see Thanos again. We didn't think we were going to see him, but you have Doctor Doom kill Thanos in a different universe over something that instantly just establishes, oh shoot, Doctor Doom is legitimately a threat. And then the second one is like he does go because like people are familiar with the X-Men and how powerful they are. He does kill Magneto and Charles Xavier, which I do think also is weird because Charles Xavier has died like how many times at this point? He was in.
He died in the
last.
He died in the Last Stand. He died in Logan. He died in
Multiverse.
He's died nearly 4 times, and he's probably gonna die.
That's where I'm like, okay, man. Like if he just dies and gets curb stomped by Doctor Doom, like 2 seconds into the movie, and he was only in Multiverse of Madness 2 seconds, he got killed by Wanda. I do feel like that is like why I don't know. If you're gonna actually have the X-Men in it, let's have them actually interact with the heroes that we've known. But
Patrick Stewart, do you know how old he is?
Nah, he has to be in his 80s.
I was gonna say they should cast him in Secret Wars if the timing lines up. They could actually do the whole Deadpool joke of Disney made him do this till he's 90.
Yeah,
if he turns 90 by the time Secret Wars comes out, that'd be a really funny joke.
No, I agree. I'm gonna go to the bathroom again. Sorry, dude. I drink a bunch of creatine before I go to the gym. It just makes you pee so much. But I know Jack left a comment that we can talk about when I get back, or if you want to give your opinion on it to him.
Yeah, I'll give my opinion then. Okay. I can't pull it up, so I'll just have to read it. Jack, I personally think somebody like Cillian Murphy or Mads Mikkelsen works better as Doom. No offense to RDJ. I love RDJ. I don't see him as Doom. I think he was amazing as Iron Man. I don't understand it. There's no reason to cast someone like RDJ who's so expensive. I think Cillian Murphy is he's an amazing actor and he makes some amazing performances. So I agree. He could be a good one. Mads Mikkelsen was probably my first choice. I think he can pull off the deadpan to just make him feel more intimidating and real. Cillian Murphy has thrived on over-the-top performances like Scarecrow. Not really. He doesn't have I don't really think he has the seriousness, but I agree with Jack. Those are 2 great castings, but I would definitely say Mads Mikkelsen's mine. Cade, what about you?
Yeah, I would go with Murphy just because I like him better. But I think both of them would have been better than RDJ. RDJ, like we got to address what's going on with that. Like it's like you said, like they're not paying an actor that much to not show their face. I mean, we already saw the problems with like Pedro Pascal and The Mandalorian, like getting complaining and being like, "Hey, man, you're paying me a bunch of money. People don't even know I'm in the most popular TV show streaming right now." I don't see why. The only thing is, RDJ's already been in the MCU so much that like he could just be like, I don't really care. Like, I just want to be back. I like working with you guys. You don't have to show my face or anything. But with the big elephant in the room is how likely is that to happen?
No, it's very, they're going to show his face at least once, I think, especially given the fact he has his mask off in the one time we've actually seen him. Granted, we don't see the face, but we know that he wasn't wearing his mask, but that might just be Franklin repairing it. I don't know. There's a lot of questions. Have you heard the runtime of the movie?
No, but I'm hoping it's 3 hours, to be honest with you.
There was a report, and every single leaker has been saying it, so it might actually be true. In 45 minutes.
Sorry, you cut out, or maybe I did. You said something in 45 minutes. Is that 3 hours and 45 minutes, I'm guessing?
Yes. every single leaker is reporting on it. Apparently, it might be that long.
Hey man, they have a lot of work to do. Like, tell me they don't. Like, we don't
Yeah.
we legit know nothing about Doctor Doom, like, at all. He was in a post credit scene in Fantastic Four with their son, and that's it. Like,
And he was a glorified mention in Brave New World at best.
yeah, no, like, man, I honestly I do hope it is. I'd rather, if this is going to be truly the send off for a lot of the characters, I'm fine with the movie just being longer. And if they're going to actually take the time to actually do setup, they have to, right? Like,
Yeah.
how they can't Avengers Age of Ultron this.
No.
Like, they can't just have, like, yeah, I think it has to be that long. I don't see how they get away.
They're going to need to put an intermission. They need an intermission. I am not going to be able to be. I don't think anyone's going to be happy if it doesn't have an intermission, because that's nearly 4 hours. And like, there's a reason they didn't release the Snyder Cut in theaters, because no one in their right mind would have ever watched that whole thing without an intermission.
I mean,
So
you and I would have, but
we would have.
yeah,
that would not be a fun experience.
The crazy part is there's 100% enough people that would have. It's just like, you're not catering. You're not trying to cater to me and you. We're going to go see it regardless.
Yeah.
We're trying to cater to the normal people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think it will probably be 4 hours. Like, think about Secret Wars is going to be the biggest film probably of all time, because
Secret
you're
Wars
legit
will...
Oh, sorry. Jack just said, "Do you think Secret Wars will be 4 hours long like the Snyder Cut?" And I think it will be 4 hours long, because think about how big this movie is. Like, I know it didn't earn the hype that Endgame and Infinity War did, but it's still part of the MCU, and having the Avengers logo on it is just going to sell. But they're 100%, like, Tobey Maguire is going to be in this thing. Hugh Jackman's going to be in this thing. Those two alone, like, adding to the Avengers cast, like, boom, that's like almost another $1 billion. Like, that's legit. Like, Deadpool is going to be advertised in this trailer. That's already a crap ton of more people. You get people like Nicolas Cage to come back, and you confirm that for Ghost Rider, even though those aren't the most beloved films. Like, just the fact that you never thought you would see those people again is like, that's a huge draw, just an insane draw that I really think. Yeah, go ahead.
Problem is, it's going to be too overcrowded. Like, if you bring back nearly every single Fox character, like Jennifer Garner back, Ghost Rider, like, you bring all of them back, you bring back all the characters that you've already established, a lot of the people from the Prime MCU, you can have the best writers in the world. You're not going to have a straightforward story. Like, Infinity War made this simple, relatively. You had all these team ups and everything, and yet it still felt straightforward. Endgame got a little more convoluted, but still. But like, you get to Secret Wars, you get all those people in, it's gonna feel bloated, and it's gonna. I do not see any way of actually having something that feels coherent if they do that. I think they're gonna need to be big. Don't get me wrong, but you need to stay relatively in your bubble.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a bad take, but do you think they actually resist the chance to get as many people as they can back?
No, that's going to be one of the biggest cards on the table. But also, you have to think how much would VFX cost, especially nowadays. How much does everything cost to market? Like, and then you have to keep in mind how much Robert Downey Jr. is probably going to ask alone for Secret Wars. How much do you think everyone else is going to ask? Especially if it's Battle World, everyone's going to be there. But how do you think people like Nick Cage, who haven't been there in years, are going to want to, how much they're going to want? I think that's one of the reasons he wasn't in Deadpool, because he asked for so much, or maybe he didn't want to be in it. Jennifer Garner's probably going to ask for a lot. Like, everyone's going to want money, especially if they can hold it over the head of, okay, you don't want to pay me, I'm not going to be in the movie. They can all hold it over Marvel's head, and they're probably going to bite. Especially with Doomsday's budget reportedly being $1 billion, this is going to make or break possibly superhero movies in general, because this is going to have lasting impacts that we've never seen if this fails.
I just think that this is just, in my opinion, a lot of people know that this is going to be the end. Like, for real, this time, you're not seeing your characters again. Like, they're just not coming back.
Yeah, but we no one is going to see Hugh Jackman. No one's going to see Toby again. It was a cool novelty with No Way Home, but especially since there were fan theories that the fourth one was going to have Toby, the fourth Spider-Man. I remember seeing a lot of those theories, but this is legitimately the last time. So if they market it based off of that, they might be able to pull even.
That's what I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't think they can resist themselves.
No.
Uh,
Either way,
they're already.
You're not coming
Sorry, go
through very
ahead.
clearly. You're not coming through very clearly. My Wi-Fi is okay. I think. Is it possibly yours?
Can you hear me now?
A little bit better now.
My Wi-Fi is good. Let me just stop streaming on TikTok because I wonder if that's creating just like
Do you want to put the link?
more.
Do you want to put the TikTok link in the comments? I mean the YouTube
No,
link in
I'm
the comments. In the TikTok comments, you want to put the YouTube one in there so that people
there
don't
was
have
no
to.
one even on there. I kept getting people on there and then like jumping off. But can you hear me better now?
Yeah, that's definitely better.
Okay, yeah. It 100% was just because I was trying to stream and I was sharing my screen so they could see you talk. So like there's just wait and like I'm on a laptop, I'm not like on a desktop. So, but man, I don't in my brain I just can't see them not doing it. Like no matter like what the money costs and everything like that, I just don't
Yeah.
see it because like you're thinking about just the movie. Like, think about how many toys they're gonna sell of everything, and how many
Mhm.
iconic scenes they're gonna like. Just things like posters that are gonna come out and T-shirts that people are gonna want to have
Mhm.
on it. Just from that alone, like it's a lot more than just the movie sales. And like, think about how many new like so like just from a giant business perspective, like they're going to make a lot. Like Infinity War and Endgame made a lot more than just like the 5 billion
Yeah.
that was in the theaters. Like it made a
Mhm.
lot more than that. But I mean, I don't like what you're saying. Like, I think it's completely justified. I just don't see like what is going to be the draw for Secret Wars then. Like, do you think Doomsday's really going to be that good that they're like, oh yeah, like they're not going to add a bunch of characters in it to try to be like, oh, it's even bigger than Doomsday.
Well, I mean, it's obviously going to be bigger in Doomsday, and like you said, the draw is you're not going to see Chris Evans again. You're not going to see Robert Downey Jr. again. Toby, Hugh. These are the last times you're going to see him. So the problem is, especially with streaming, they might want to just hold it off for maybe a year. That's definitely going to screw with people. So like, if you intentionally be like, if you don't see Doomsday and Secret Wars now, you're not going to get a chance to see it. You're not going to get a chance to see like Doomsday till after Secret Wars comes out. I don't know if they own the streaming service, so they could probably legally do that. So that is what I would definitely recommend. So that way you're going to pull a lot more people into the theater so that you don't have people being, I'll just watch it on streaming. It's going to come out in like 3 months anyway. So you are going to have to do something like that to intentionally make it harder for people to see it at home or something. But this is, like you said, this is making or breaking Marvel. If this thing is a colossal failure, I don't even think they'll go through with the reboot, or they'll have to tread very slowly. But this is now, I think Doomsday could be good because like I've heard people say it can't be on Infinity War and Endgame level. In terms of hype, no way. Or you would have to do a lot to get on that hype train. But especially with the whole Thor thing, I do think that's setting the tone very well, especially when the Rooster said, you have a literal god that's praying. You have X-Men, and especially after you get like the little Cyclops bit, that is getting everyone excited. So it does look like this is going to be a darker film, both visually and just in general. And there's a lot of theory speculating Doom's killing the multiverse. So do you know how Thor's daughter looks? You remember Thor's daughter's in the trailer?
Yes. Yep.
There's a lot of people that think that she looks sick in that. That's why she's like in bed and everything, and why Thor kisses her. So a lot of people think that she's dying because she was created by, what was it, the by
Eternity.
eternity, yeah. And so like if eternity is dying, then theoretically she would too. So most likely there's theories going around that Doom is killing the multiverse itself, and that the problem is I don't know how that would create Battle World. But either way, it seems like this one's heading in a very dark direction. I need them to do something to subvert everyone's expectation, kind of like what Deadpool did, like what Daredevil Born Again did, to show we're not screwing around. We're gonna do this. I don't know if killing the kids is the best option, especially if it's going to be PG-13. That's going to take a lot of people out, but you need to, like you said with Thanos, assert your dominance. Like you need to show that there's a hook here. Kill off some of the X-Men. Maybe go with the more expendable members. Like if Jean Grey is returning, like the rumors are saying, kill off her. That'll definitely.
Yeah, because I mean, we had enough films with Jean Grey to understand how, like, people at this point, even general audiences, should know that Jean Grey is super powerful. So if Doom kills off Jean Grey, I think that's the best point. Is like you establish his power. She was still a liked enough character that you're like, oh man, like this is not good. But then you actually get good interactions with Magneto, with other characters that we'd want to see Magneto interact with. I think that's how they're going to build hype. Jack, do you think either Doomsday or Secret Wars will make more money than Avatar? Do I think that'll happen? No, but could it happen? Yeah.
It could. I'll put it this way. There's never say never. Doomsday, I doubt it. Secret Wars, I think most likely will. Secret Wars has so much at stake here that I think, honestly, it might just default itself with everyone just going to see the ending of the MCU, to see the ending of the people they grew up on. Like, we have so many people like that grew up with Toby that are going to want to see him one final time. Although if they kill him off, that's definitely going to have a lot of ripples. But I think Secret Wars most likely, if not, will definitely compete with Avatar. Doomsday, I think it's a gamble. What about you?
Yeah, Doomsday, I don't really, unless Doomsday comes out and it's somehow like legitimately like as good as Infinity War and Endgame, unless it's that good. If not, like better. I think it has to be like somehow better reviewed than both of those. That's the only chance I see it competing with it. Secret Wars, I agree with your take. I think that like it's going to have to be competing with it. Doomsday, it's just the problem with it is like there's too much unknown. Like by the time Doomsday comes out, we'll know because like it'll finish off and Secret Wars will be set up by Doomsday. With Doomsday, like
Doomsday doesn't have the advantage because Spider-Man can only minimally set it up, especially since Spider-Man's so street level. It can only minimally set up Doomsday's. Like the best thing you could do is maybe do a trailer or maybe start leaving the breadcrumbs. So Doomsday gives Secret Wars all its advantages. Or if Doomsday somehow sucks, then that also could really handicap Secret Wars. Because if you watch a nearly 4-hour-long film and it's terrible, no one's going to a movie in which it might be even longer. It might be just as bad.
Yeah, no, that's a fair take. I think we both just agree Secret Wars has a better chance than Doomsday does.
Undoubtedly, like pretty much everyone, especially when Endgame came out, pretty much everyone agreed Endgame was probably going to be the more successful one of the two, right? I heard pretty much everyone.
Yeah, no one thought Infinity War, and it didn't matter like if you think Infinity War or Endgame's better.
Yeah,
just the fact that Infinity War was good enough, it 100% guaranteed Endgame was going to do better than Infinity War because Infinity War was good. Like if Doomsday,
like you and I both agree Infinity War is better, but we both were like, yeah, the Endgame would definitely have done better.
Yeah, and like that's like it's like you said, if Doomsday is good, Secret Wars is 100% going to do better and probably have a ton of hype going into it. If Doomsday doesn't, then like it's going to get handicapped.
Well, Doomsday's already handicapped because people are still fed up with Marvel. So Spider-Man is going to probably patch the Band-Aid a little bit where people are going to see Brand New Day. And if it's awesome, then it'll probably make people a little stronger about Marvel. But still, once again, you're dealing with street level versus complete utter multiverse madness. So it's going to be two entirely different.
Is Spider-Man confirmed for Doomsday? I can't remember because I know they had all.
Not. I believe he's supposedly going to be in Secret Wars, but I don't.
Yeah, no, I know he's confirmed for Secret Wars, like as far as like confirmation, but I didn't know if he was for Doomsday. I was going to say what would happen if Brand New Day, which I think we both agreed that Brand New Day is going to make $1 billion. Like
Brand New Day has no chance of not. There's only
Spider-Man like has like, even though Marvel's at a low, Spider-Man is not. It's never going to be, and because of how hyped the last Spider-Man movie was, like it's going to make $1 billion. I was going to say if Spider-Man was confirmed for Doomsday, what they're going to do is start pivoting towards Spider-Man in the marketing more.
They would do that. They would probably. I don't think they make him the leader of the Avengers or anything, but he would definitely. They're going to push him in the marketing in Secret Wars. He's going to be in Secret Wars probably. So.
No, there's no way. Zero chance Spider-Man's not in Secret Wars. I'd be shocked if Spider-Man's not in Doomsday.
I think we could get a Spider-Man. I don't know if it'll be Tom, but there's heavy rumors that
That
Toby was in London during the filming of Doomsday when it was in London. So there's a lot of speculation that he was filming that. So there could easily be a scene with him at minimum. There's rumors that he might have a scene with Hugh in Doomsday. I don't know if he was going to be in Doomsday. They might just leave him for Secret Wars. But yeah, I don't know. I do
I
think
think
Secret Wars is the advantage.
I think what happens is for Spider-Man Brand New Day, regardless, I think they're probably keeping the Spider-Man on the wraps because if they release in the Spider-Man Brand New Day after credit scene that a version of Spider-Man is in Doomsday, you build a lot more hype for it that way than showing in a trailer. And then you can start marketing in that. So like they're building up levels of their marketing hype because I think they've done a better job. But like I think we both know this. Until we know what's going on with Doctor Doom, it doesn't matter. Like all this
Yeah,
goodwill that they've built with these last trailers, and
it's
taking
filler.
more.
It's filler.
Yeah, it's filler. Like that's great that you did that, but these are already characters. Like everyone knows both the Black Panther movies, regardless if people don't love Wakanda Forever or not. They have goodwill with the casual audiences. Fantastic Four was critically accepted, and for comic book nerds, Black Panther was first in a Fantastic Four. So like you made a lot of people happy with that last trailer. The Thor trailer, you went back to being more serious. People complained in Love and Thunder that it was too goofy. So like you did goodwill there. Steve Rogers, one of the most popular and liked heroes in cinema ever. So that like the X-Men, people complained about the X-Men suits. You put Cyclops, like people complain about Cyclops not being important. You put him front and center, showed a comic accurate Sentinel and Cyclops. You made people happy. That's
you
all
also
good.
showed that there's something going on really badly in this scene because like Cyclops, as you and I both know, Cyclops only ever does that little move of removing the glasses when there's something really bad.
So you've done a lot of goodwill. The only problem is if you release the Doctor Doom stuff and it doesn't work and it doesn't make sense, no one is going to care about the other stuff.
No, Doom is he's carrying the entire movie on his shoulders, and as he should. Also, the problem is to your point about him asserting as the opening against Thanos. I'm wondering how you would do that because the only way he could ever do that is if he's God Emperor Doom. If you would have to show him becoming God Emperor Doom earlier, and that's how he killed Thanos. But how exactly would he kill him without being God Emperor Doom?
Why not just have him be God Emperor Doom?
Well, I mean, first you would need to show how that happened, and especially given he's that powerful, and also God Emperor Doom is literally possibly a top 10 most powerful character in Marvel.
I know, but like, why not establish that with Secret Wars is going on, with Reed Richards' son already being born and legit being one of the most powerful beings? Like, why not establish how powerful this guy is? Like, if Thor is praying to him, Thor didn't pray about Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. Thor went in there and thought he could kill Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. That's what I'm saying. Like,
well,
you're thinking from like a me and you standpoint. The casual moviegoer is not like, if you just show Doctor Doom being super powerful and killing Thanos, that just tells them, oh, they're super powerful. Then it also gets the buzz going for nerds like us. Is like, oh, how did he get there? Like, are we going to get to see like a backstory in any of this? Like in Secret Wars, is anything going to be? I think like that works better than like, oh, we're going to have to set all of this stuff. I think that like I'm just looking at it from a just a simple like casual moviegoer perspective. They're not going to care. They're just going to see, oh, Doctor Doom. They're not going to care that it's Emperor Doom, like anything like that. They're just going to be like, oh, Doctor Doom's super powerful. And then
that might be the better option.
Because you think about it, like we think about how like Doctor Doom is on the Mount Rushmore of Marvel supervillains guaranteed, but probably him, Joker, Lex Luthor, and Magneto is probably supervillain Mount Rushmore for Marvel and DC. Like that. Yeah. That's who I put on there. Think about how much like, dude, how many projects are we in? 50, 60 projects in the MCU, and we're getting Doctor Doom now, and he's going to be the main villain. Like, I don't think they have like. Don't try to over-explain things. Like, there's enough stuff in the comics that like people are going to understand. Like,
that might be the That might be the option, but especially to that point, like same thing with Thanos, where like we all knew Thanos was powerful, but for the casual moviegoer, a lot of people didn't know who Thanos was. So when they walked into Infinity War and you see they've already wiped out basically every single one of the Asgardians. He kills Heimdall, he kills Loki, he beats up, he incapacitates Thor, who's like debatably the most powerful character, one of the most powerful characters in the MCU at that moment. And then Hulk tries to attack him and he beats the living crap out of him. Like he asserts he kills two different people and then beats up two more. Like we saw Thanos was powerful and we saw it early on. You might want to do that with Doom. You need to show like once again, Jean Grey, I think, is the person that needs to fall. Maybe kill someone less powerful, like the equivalent of like a Heimdall with like Mystique. I don't think anyone's going to care if Mystique dies. Magneto and Professor X, I'm more in the middle on, especially given Beast talked about Professor X. So in the Marvel's post-credit scene. So
let's be honest. If they kill Professor X for a fourth time, they're just dumb. Like, if you're going to kill one of the two, let it be Magneto, because everybody knows how powerful Magneto is.
Well, yeah, Magneto is ridiculously powerful. I mean, although Professor X is almost on par with him, but also I don't think anyone's going to be in the mood to see him die again. So I think I agree with you. I think it might be better just kill off Magneto. He's only died once, right?
Yeah,
exactly. So Days of Future Past. So yeah, he'll be fine. So that's probably the better option. Like let Professor X and Cyclops live, because I need to see Cyclops be a leader. I need to see him do something. Like if that means he's partially a leader in the Avengers, if he's like the Trinity, if he's like the equivalent of like a Captain America, and then you have two other people like from like the Fantastic Four. Like if you had like a trinity of Cyclops, Mr. Fantastic, and then Sam Wilson's Captain America, that'd be a really good trinity. Especially since we already had like Cap, Iron Man, and Thor in the last one, and then they were going to do Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, and Black Panther, and debatably none of them are going to. Oh, there are rumors though that Captain Marvel will be in Doomsday, but you probably already heard that.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Whatever.
I don't care about her.
Going back to your point, like obviously I don't know any other than the rumors that it happened in the comics and it would just like establish a good setting. That's kind of what I mean is like for casual moviegoers, like they didn't know, they wouldn't have been like, oh, well, why is Thanos, like you should have showed me why Thanos was able to beat up Hulk. No, they just realized Thanos beat up Hulk. You know what I mean? Like that's what casual moviegoers are going. So like I think it's fine that whatever, because like I'm banking on that's most likely what's going to happen, right? Like Dr. Doom hasn't been in anything. You need to establish his screen time immediately. Like someone is going to die at the beginning that we've seen before that's super powerful to establish right off the bat how powerful Doom is. And it's most likely, like you said, it's going to be one of the powerful X-Men. I think it'd be awesome. It's just complete speculation if it was Thanos. I think that's the perfect, like this lets legit everyone know, oh shoot, like this guy literally just killed the main.
They just killed the main villain of our two sagas ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're gonna do something with him. I don't see a world in which he's not at least within the first two scenes, but I think they're gonna go in Infinity War and make that the cold open. The one character I do think is probably gonna die, and originally I thought he was gonna live and be in Secret Wars. We might as well talk about this. Congruent with his most recent appearance, Sebastian Stan as Two-Face. But
yeah,
Secret Wars and the Batman 2 are going to be filming at the same time in London. So either Bucky has a very minimal role in Secret Wars, or he is dying in Doomsday. Which I originally thought he was going to live.
I think he's probably just going to die from a filming perspective of like what's going on there. Like that's a big conflict of interest. Yeah. But like I do think Bucky's like he's a pretty beloved character. You just had him in the Thunderbolts. Because the Thunderbolts are in this, right? I think they're confirmed.
Yeah.
Okay. You just said it like yourself, like probably one member, maybe not of the Fantastic Four, but like someone from Wakanda is most likely going to die. That's important.
I can see M'Baku.
Yeah, like he's a well enough character that it like loved character that it would actually leave an impact. But like, think about it from the Thunderbolts. Like, you're most likely going to have one of the Thunderbolts die, and it's probably going
Yeah.
to be Bucky because he's the one we've been with the longest. So when it
Mm-hmm.
impacts the team, it's also going to impact the audience just the same. Like, think about it. Like, if you killed off Ghost,
No one would care, especially
no,
given
no,
she was like a D-list character in the Infinity Saga.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying is like, no one's going to care. You're most likely not going to kill off Florence Pugh because like
No,
she's got her
she's
own.
confirmed. She's confirmed for Secret Wars. A couple of the Thunderbolts are.
She's got her own draw. I could see them killing Lexi because like he's the father figure.
That would definitely leave an impact among a lot of people.
Yeah, and John Walker, I think he's been one of the only parts that people have really liked. Like,
I don't think they would want to do that. I don't think they're going to kill off one of the only characters that actually was well received in the saga.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, he's the only one of the only new characters that like people have like. I like John Walker. Like, he's interesting. So like, it's
people latched onto.
Yeah, and like it's not going to be Sentry because like Sentry's just super powerful. Like, he's going to be needed in some capacity throughout the movie or be a plot device.
Yeah.
So it's most likely going to be Bucky, right? Like, there's going to have to be a couple. And Bucky also connects to Captain America. So I could also see that being of like, maybe it's not Doctor Doom that's straight gone after Captain America. What if it's like a flip side of like, hey, Cap, like, we really need you. But like, they've killed Buck, like something else that's different. That's most likely not going to happen because they showed his child and like Reed Richards' child, Franklin. Doctor Doom literally was already with him. They showed
Thor's child. Who knows, Cyclops might have a child, maybe the child is taken. That's why he does the whole eye thing.
Yeah. So most likely not, but like at least that could be a good. We talked about we're hoping that it's not Doctor Doom saying that Steve Rogers caused all of this. I'm just saying, but like it's most likely going to be Bucky.
Also keep in mind they need to kill. They're going to kill someone in Doomsday. Like in Infinity War, like they killed Gamora, they killed Vision. Like I don't know if you can say
they killed Loki and they killed
Loki and Heimdall. Heimdall was a lesser extent. Heimdall will be the equivalent of M'Baku.
Or like
Loki, Vision, and Gamora would hit a lot harder.
Or Ghost.
Or yeah, that too. So we're gonna have at least one character drop, and Bucky's like the only one I could see because like Shang-Chi. No, there's no way they would kill him in his second movie appearance, and he's already been it was just recently announced he's been confirmed for Secret Wars, so he's gonna be in it. Red Guardian and Yelena, I believe, were confirmed for Secret Wars, so the only characters I could see maybe dropping are Ghost and Bucky, and
some of the X-Men.
Or I don't think maybe Shuri, especially after her little line in the trailer in which she's like, everyone I know is dead, or everyone that I've cared about is dead. So maybe this is like a heroic sacrifice. And then, especially since supposedly we're going to get a new Black Panther in Secret Wars from the actor that was in F1.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so they might just get rid of Shuri, which that's the only one. Those are the only ones I can see. What about you?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think honestly, all of the X-Men are on the table.
All the X-Men on the table.
Except like it would be crazy if they did Cyclops and Professor X again. Like they just like, yeah, like to me
they've hammered that point home long enough.
Yeah, like I think those two just for that reason, but still, I'd say all the X-Men, in my opinion, are on the table. If Hugh Jackman shows up, he's not gonna die. Like he's too big to be in there. I think anyone from the Wakanda side, like you said,
anyone from Wakanda is expendable.
I think now that you said that, so I would have said Thor because like I didn't hear the stuff about like Chris Hemsworth coming back. I would have said like honestly they could have used it like as Thor dying.
There are rumors that he's going to sustain an injury. Supposedly there were rumors that the directors were coming out and saying by the end of Doomsday, Thor and Bucky will have something in common. So he might Doom is supposedly going to cut his entire arm off, and he's going to get a metal hand like Bucky did. So Thor is going to sustain an injury definitely. But I agree with you. All the X-Men are on the table. I don't know how likely they are to kill Cyclops and Professor X, but I would never ever say that they're not on the table. They're
Yeah.
on the table at some point, but it's just a question of are they going to do it? But also the question is based off of what we saw. I have no idea how he's going to get out of that because like he's got Sentinels probably all around him.
Yeah, no, I have no idea. I know we're getting closer to the end. Do we want to move on to some of the other topics maybe that we have left?
I can if you want to keep it up. I can.
What else do we have left?
Let's see. I mean, I could also tell you I started somewhat Invincible again.
Oh, you did? Did you get
Yeah.
through all the first episode?
About that. Almost.
Dude, get through the first episode.
I will. I had a Prime was we got rid of Prime for a little bit. Now that we have it back, I'll continue. So I
here's the first, like that's gonna be legit. Like everyone's saying, Invincible season 4 is going to be the top superhero show that gets released this year.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You're frozen.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry, you cut out for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, you're frozen on my screen right now, but I can hear you.
Hopefully that'll. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, now I'm seeing. Yeah, I'm seeing it. It's a little laggy.
But yeah, I mean, legit, like Invincible. Literally, everyone like it's either X-Men '97 or Invincible is what people are saying is going to be the best superhero show of next year. Like even above like The Boys and everything like that.
Yeah. I do need to finish The Boys. I only barely started it. I'm really bad with TV shows. I always forget because there's so much. So I'm always like, oh yeah, I'm gonna binge this, and then halfway through, I'm like, I'm gonna completely forget about this.
Yeah.
We can talk a little bit about.
Do you have any spoilers for Invincible at all?
Spoiler: I've never gotten past the first episode, so.
Okay, no,
but I don't know anything. I don't think relatively plot wise, and I'm gonna any character I've heard about, I've completely forgotten the name of. So I don't think any significance on someone dying is gonna play much of a role because I completely forgot.
Okay, yeah, you literally get through the first episode, like watch the after credit scene, and from there you're going to be hooked, like 100%.
I'll get onto it soon, and I'll. Maybe every once in a while, like DM me or text me and just be like, "Have you been getting through Invincible?" Because so that maybe that way I won't forget.
Yeah, no, because like you got to like it's definitely probably my most anticipated superhero thing this year.
Yeah,
so
I know that we touched a little bit on 2026 last stream, so I was wanting to get your opinion on. Have you heard the news about the Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum?
I just don't until a trailer comes out. I just don't care because like I just think that that's really weird. I just like I don't know if I really want it.
Did you hear about the casting news?
No.
They are recasting Aragorn because what's the name of the actor that played him in the original? Whatever his name is. Viggo Mortensen. He is too old, so he does not want to reprise his role. So they're recasting Aragorn, I believe, this week or next week. Supposedly Legolas is going to return. Andy Serkis is directing and returning to play Gollum, and then it was just confirmed Elijah Wood and Ian McKellen are returning to play Frodo and Gandalf. So this could either be really cool or just pure nostalgia bait.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was like.
I do think that I do think we need to look back on some of these things and be like, not every single time you bring someone back is nostalgia bait. There are times, but there can be legitimate efforts to do something, especially like Lord of the Rings. Hopefully this is more Lord of the Rings than it is Hobbit.
Yo, what's going on? Drop the link to what?
So I take it that's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna need to actually see something come out before because I mean, you know that I've actually liked legacy sequels. Like, I mean, I like Top Gun Maverick a lot. I like 2049. second favorite movie of all time. I like Tron Legacy a lot. Like there's still like just because you're bringing back doesn't mean that you're nostalgia baiting. But like in this day and age with where movies are at,
It's harder to tell the difference.
it's going to be a lot harder to tell the difference.
Trying to think. What do you think about the DCU? How do you think it's going?
Did you watch Creature Commandos or no?
No, I didn't hear a lot of great things on it.
Yeah, which is weird because I thought it was pretty good. Like I didn't.
Same reason I never got to Peacemaker season 2. I heard a lot of bad thoughts after
Yeah,
the.
Go ahead.
I was saying after the finale, I heard a lot of really bad things on the overall product and how it's apparently just useless.
Yeah, I mean, it does connect to the DCU. Like, there's legit just connections and like implementation, like implications of like what could be happening for moving forward. I think Peacemaker got overly hated. Like, it wasn't as bad as what people were saying. But that said, like, I don't really think it's something super worth your time. Like, it was there were some really high highs, but there were some really, really low lows. Like some of the low parts, I was just like, why is this like, did this ever need to be in anything ever? So yeah, to start off, like, I don't know. I wish it started off better. Like I like Superman. I think overall more people like Superman than they didn't. Supergirl's coming out next. I don't think that will have a bunch of big implications for how it's going to. If it's a good movie, it's a good movie. I don't think that changes things. I think the thing that's going to change stuff for the DCU is whenever Lanterns comes out, the Lantern show, you're gonna have to hope that's really good because you need another power player other than Batman and Wonder Woman. And then you're going to have to hope that whatever you got cooking for Batman and Brave and the Bold is good, and that whatever you're doing for Wonder Woman is good. You need the Trinity to be good, and there's no complaints about that. And then you got to hope that either whatever you do next with the Flash or Green Lantern is a big success to push you forward in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree. If Supergirl makes more money than Superman, that'll just be embarrassing. But I don't think it will. I hope the budget's smaller. What do you think of the trailer we got?
It looks like another superhero movie that exists.
I agreed. I just thought looked good. It looked decent enough. Like it'll be like a fun 2 hours. I'm not expecting anything life changing. Like
no, and I don't think you should be from Supergirl. Like
yeah, I never was.
It's like I said. Like as long as it's good, I think you keep positive momentum rolling forward for the DCU. But like I said, like no one's really going to care until you have one of the other Trinity get announced, and we're seeing first looks for that. Like I want to go ahead.
Either way, whenever you get that announced, you're going to get so much argument on both sides. So
yeah, no, I mean, look at what happened with Robert Pattinson for Batman. I'm just more mean that like not when people like when we actually get a trailer for that. That's going to be years down the line. But like those just need to be good. I think the big thing is the Lanterns. If you can make a really good show with Green Lantern and people like it, I think you've got another powerhouse that you've added to DC that can push yourself forward. The only problem is it's a show. So like
also Hal Jordan's basically retiring in this show, so we still have maybe this will redeem the characters since Ryan Reynolds screwed it up, but it would have been better
as much since the Green Lantern is a core, and to be honest with you, like just as many people like Jon Stewart as they do Hal Jordan.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I know I agree with you. Supergirl just seemed fun. I do think it is good to see from the little bit we saw of Lobo, but it was like 2 seconds, maybe one. It looked cool.
I don't know why they didn't, because like obviously they shot scenes with them. You knew that was going to be a draw for your movie. I know like you try to build up things, but like I don't know, that was really weird to me. Like I was expecting like a lot of Lobo in the trailer because that would build up hype and people like Jason Momoa, and he literally is like perfect casting as Lobo, but they literally just had like a split second in the trailer. Like he didn't even say anything.
Yeah, the first time I completely missed them. Like I usually rewatch a trailer after because I like to, but just to kind of get a better thought process. But I remember the first time I didn't realize that was Lobo. I just thought that was a shadow. Like and then I watched it the second time. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, that's Lobo. And especially since it made him look a lot meaner and darker. Lobo's usually a lot more just like trying to think of, he's like he's like DC's Deadpool.
Yeah, like
the humor and everything.
I thought the same thing because like I thought surely at the end of the trailer, you know, when they like show the release date and then there's like a gap and it shows like some scene, I thought it'd be some type of quip from Lobo. Like I thought it'd be some funny, like he just says something like really inappropriate or really sarcastic, but it didn't do that.
You know that like really good laugh that Jason Momoa has? He kind of used in Aquaman.
Yep.
Yeah, they need to use that as Lobo, like with him on like a motorcycle, and he does that. That'd be a good little thing.
I would be surprised if they drop the ball on Lobo.
Like I don't know how you do that. Like there would have to be a problem with the script because Jason Momoa cannot not do a good job with Lobo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, and I feel like it's pretty easy to script. Like, there's nothing that you have to try to add nuance. This character hasn't been on screen before in a meaningful way. Like, I know he's on Krypton and like been in like DC animated stuff, but like, you don't have to try to make him different from an adaptation because he hasn't been adapted. And then all this stuff is right there on the page. Like, he's not a complex character. He's just a bounty hunter that's kind of goofy and inappropriate.
But yeah, it looks like it'll be fun. I don't think it'll live up to the masterpiece that was the movie from 1984, but who knows?
Yeah, if only we can get blessed with another one of those. They should just re-release that instead.
Yeah. Who cares about this new one? That just bring back the old.
Yeah, for real.
Although that might be a better idea, but not for that. Not for that.
No, I 100%.
I guess
agree.
lastly.
Yep.
Lastly, I was going to ask your thoughts. What are your thoughts on the House of Dragon, the new Game of Thrones thing that comes to?
Oh, the Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah, I was playing.
Yeah, you haven't watched Game of Thrones, have you?
I started the first couple episodes. I just didn't get as interested into it because of the whole. It's the same reason I didn't get into Dexter, because I know exactly that it has a horrible ending. I don't know as much about the horrible ending. I just know it's horrible, and I've yet to meet someone that actually likes it. So it's hard to get invested in something that people hate.
The over hate for it. Don't get me wrong; it's not a good ending. Like, it definitely could have been better. But the only thing is with Game of Thrones, there's so many storylines going on that really by the time you get to the end, like there is like an overarching story, of course, like nothing gets that hype without like having a bunch of, but like so many stories get ended well until you get to season 8 that like, I still think it's worth the watch. Like
I did enjoy what I've seen. Like I got through like episode 4, and I'm going to watch the new one, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, because it's like a prequel, right?
Now, you haven't even gotten to any of the good stuff in Game of Thrones yet.
Like, I know that too. I know that like season 5 and 6 are, I think, where it gets to like that's where I hear the peak is, and then it immediately falls.
You're about to get to like, I think it's episode 9. Once you get, it's like I think it's episode 9. Once you get to episode 9, something crazy happens, and from there, it's just like.
I think I know what that crazy thing is, unfortunately.
Well, tell me what you think it is, because there's so many crazy things.
I just think it's Sean Bean. I know he doesn't survive, and also he's Sean Bean, so he's not allowed to live. He's died like 29 times, so it's something.
Is that the guy from Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
Yeah, you're correct. Yeah. But yeah, it's really you have to see what happens, because like it's. Everything that happens after that is so unbelievably crazy. Yeah, I'm huge on like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, I do think, other than Clone Wars, I think is the best show that's ever been made. I think it's that good.
I love how you just compared like Oscar, Emmy-winning things like Game of Thrones to the Clone Wars.
Yeah, that's how you know I'm genuine though, and not like.
Yeah, I know. I will always respect that about you. That you, yeah. But yeah, I am gonna get into it, but. I think it might be better to also like get into night.
Yeah, I think that one looks like it's going to also be, because like my brother, I've tried to tell him to watch, because I know my brother will like it, but Game of Thrones has certain scenes that I won't say the word, if you get what I mean. Yeah. That the first season are very heavy on. That like I'm like, dude, just like skip through those, man. Like it gets way better. It doesn't ever end. but like season 1 is like atrocious. Then the rest of the show is just like it might be like 1 episode or 2 episodes in the season that have like 50% of what 1 episode in season 1 would have.
I've
But
heard that.
anyways, I think this one looks a lot more family friendly. It's not going to be, but like I think in that sense, like House of Dragon is also very good. I just got to the season finale of season 1, and it's also really good. Like it's probably like I would say an 8 out of 10 show. Like I've liked it as much as I like the Penguin.
Do you think they'll ever replicate the success that they have with Game of Thrones in terms of quality, or do you think it's
People already debate if House of Dragon's already to that level. Like legitimately, like there's diehard people that say House of Dragon, and they're saying like if House of Dragon can end better than Game of Thrones, then yeah, it can get to that point. The only thing is like hype trains are different now.
Yeah.
Like with how much social media and content there is, like if you think about when Game of Thrones first came out, it came out like actually on HBO, like the TV, not streaming with how many stuff. So like, but like there's legitimately House of Dragon, one of the seasons has already won at the Emmys best show. So like it's 50%.
Although Game of Thrones was really well received at the Emmys, I'm pretty sure what's his name? Peter Dinklage got nominated for an Emmy for every
Game of Thrones won like of its 8 seasons, 4.
I'm pretty sure Peter Dinklage won an award for I think every single season, or he won for nearly every.
Yeah, I think every season it was on someone from the Game of Thrones cast won either best like supporting actor or actress
or best actor
or best actor because Kit Harington, the guy that plays Jon Snow, also won.
Yeah, Jon Snow is probably the character I'm most invested in.
Oh yeah, dude, he's freaking. Oh my gosh, dude, Jon Snow is amazing. He's freaking so cool. He only gets better. Like legit, like okay, if Jon Snow is your favorite, that's debate. I'm not going to say anything because if you get into Game of Thrones, like
if you're referring, I don't know if I can say this here. If you're referring to the Last Stand thing, I've already seen that. That's like one of the most famous scenes in general.
No, dude. There's something. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything.
Then maybe don't. I'll let you know if I feel like I might realize it if based off.
No, there's like so many. Like Game of Thrones is legit. Like it's one of the only times where I'm like, nah, dude, you tell me a spoiler, I'm actually just like going to try to fight you. Like there's so much crazy stuff. Like if you actually do watch Game of Thrones, we're gonna have to talk about like everything that happens because it's that rich of like people asking like it's subversion done right. Like there's so many. It's just subverting your expectations to like it sets up this stuff that you're like, dude, I can't wait to see that, and then it undercuts it, but it undercuts it in a way where you're like, dude, this show is unbelievable.
Do a Game of Thrones, don't do a Last Jedi.
Yeah. No, yeah, Game of Thrones is the perfect example of how you do it. And like I wish you had seen more of it because we could start talking about like each season just has like that one moment of you're like, dude, which one?
Just review each season.
Oh man, Game of Thrones is on like I'm like you, I don't like television as much as I like movies, obviously,
right.
But there are some TV shows and like cartoons and stuff that I put up there with the best of the best, and Game of Thrones is one. Like if I did my top 10 like IP like
media of all time media.
Yeah, media. Game of Thrones is 100% my top 10. Like that's how good I think Game of Thrones is. And even like I'll agree like the ending is not great, but Game of Thrones is just so unbelievably good that all the small endings that build up to it are good enough to watch. Like it's good enough to sit through it and be like, okay, I know the ending, and it's really only the
last episode is atrociously low.
It's the last 2 episodes where I'm just like, okay, yeah, this I don't know what's going on here. But
on its own, without the rest of the amazing show, how would you just review the last season? Just good enough, or just actually really bad?
Dude, so there's something that have you met any? This isn't really a spoiler, but have you met any of the what the heck are they called? The Ice Walkers?
I think they were in a little bit of the first episode. I think they were.
The freaking like it's not a spoiler. They're like ice zombie people.
Yeah.
I forgot. I don't know why I can't remember what their names are. Okay, so the ending, because obviously like that's a whole story arc on its own. The ending to that people complain about, but that's like the first 4 episodes of the season. Like, and I think that was really like entertaining and good.
Are you referring to when Amelia Clark kills one of them or destroys one?
No, that's not the ending.
Oh, well then.
Yeah,
Oh, I hear a lot of people complain about that.
yeah, no, that I think is stupid. Like, so you have to remember, like, when people were in the hype train of Game of Thrones, like it legit was the most popular show of all
Yeah,
time
I
for
agree.
its time. So people like are so much easier to like point out of like, dude, this is this, and this is wrong. I watched it after the hype train was gone and completely I didn't have any like theories, any like sport. Like I just watched it completely on its own. And I think the stuff with the night, I think they're the Night Walkers. I think that's what they're called. And the
Yeah,
Ice King's the main one. But or the Night King. I can't remember what they're called, but you know what I'm talking about, like the zombie
yeah,
ice people.
yeah,
That finale with those, like there's like a 4 episode, and it's a giant. I think that is still good. People have this really stupid, which do I think it would have been better where they're like, oh, this person should have done this during this whole thing. I agree with their take, but the what they did, I still think works. And I think people honestly, like legitimately, I think that's just a bad take. But
yeah,
the stuff that happens with Daenerys and Amelia Clark and the stuff that's not with the night, like the last 2 episodes, there are problems that I do have with it. So I would give the last season, every season leading up to that is like an 11 out of 10. I would give the last season like a 7 out of 10. Like it's still watchable. Like people only complain because it's Game of Thrones. If it was not Game of Thrones, if it was another fantasy show, people would be like, "Oh, this is good." And
okay,
I
that's a
will I will argue anyone on that. Like, and I haven't met like when I've met people that watched it during its prime, they're like, "Oh, but the last season," I'm like, "Okay, yes, because of Game of Thrones and everything that happened, but if you just watch that like as its own season, could you legitimately tell me that's bad TV?" And every like no one says no. Like they're all like, "Yeah, it still was made extremely well, and there's still really good moments in it."
yeah. I think I agree. I know you probably have to take care of some stuff, so I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, no, sorry. If you get me on Game of Thrones, that's a whole can of worms. Dude, it's same with the Invincible stuff. Like Invincible is
Yeah,
one of those. I wouldn't put it in my top 10 things ever, but like it's up there with like S tier stuff I've watched. Like that's how
yeah.
good I think Invincible is.
Shouldn't have brought it
Um,
up near the end.
yeah, but no, I appreciate you, Ledger. If any, I know 2 people have been on like the entire time. Jack,
Yeah,
you're probably still in the comments. Go subscribe to Ledger Forever.
I think
We're
he is.
Okay. Yeah, maybe he came from you. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
maybe.
can't remember.
I don't
But
know.
anyone that's watching that's not, go subscribe to Ledger. I know we had like multiple different periods where we had like 4 people live watching, which is cool. Um, but yeah, thanks for doing this with me, and I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, good to see you. Thank you.
Bye. All right, perfect.